Part G is to determine the maximum and minimum values of trigonometric expression in the form of a sin theta plus minus b cos theta. So the moment you have question that says maximum and minimum values of a sin theta plus minus b cos theta, this means that you need to use our form, and hence you need to use Liga if you need to find the values of x or theta for maximum and minimum values. So in this case, you can use Liga or even Larka if you want. So let's recall the meaning of Liga. L is linear form, I is interval, G is to draw your graph and then you compare, A is answer. So Liga is mainly used to find the values of x for maximum and minimum values. So let's look at some notes. This is the graph of y sin x. The most important thing that you need to memorize is that the coefficient should always be positive 1. And hence, this is the graph of y sin x. Note that here is the maximum value, which is positive 1, and here is the minimum value, which is negative 1. And hence, you can write down sin x is equal to positive 1, and this is the maximum value. And the other one is sin x equal to negative 1, where this is the minimum value. Now, what if you have y equal to sin 2x? The most important thing is that the coefficient should always be positive 1. Here we can see that the angle is 2x, but here the angle is x only. So does this affect the minimum and the maximum value? The answer is no. The maximum value stays positive 1 and the minimum value stays the same, which is negative 1. So you can write down sin 2x equal to positive 1 is the maximum value, and sin 2x equal to negative 1 is the minimum value. So, what conclusion that we can make from these two graphs? No matter what are the angles after sine, here is x, here is 2x. It can also be x plus 10 degree, or maybe the angle is theta minus 45 degree. The angles are not important as long as the coefficient is positive 1, and hence the maximum value is always positive 1 and the minimum value is always negative 1. Next, we have the graph of y cos x. The most important thing is the coefficient should be positive 1. So this is the graph of y equal to cos x. The maximum is always positive 1 and the minimum always negative 1. So you can write down cos x equal to positive 1 is the maximum value, and cos x equal to negative 1 is always the minimum value. Now, what if you have y equal to cos 2x? Make sure the coefficient here is positive 1, and the maximum stays the same, which is positive 1, and the minimum is negative 1. So you can write down cos 2x is positive 1 is the maximum value, and cos 2x is negative 1 is the minimum value. Therefore, what conclusion that can be made from these two graphs? You can see that the angles are not important. Say that this is angle x or angle 2x, or even maybe x plus 61 degree. The angles are not important as long as the coefficient is positive 1. And hence, the maximum value is always positive 1 and the minimum value is always negative 1. So we will apply this concept in order to find the maximum and the minimum values of trigonometric expression.